What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I am bringing you a review on the newly released and one of my most highly anticipated figures for 2024. It is the Mafex Daredevil. Let's jump into it. And here we have our boy Daredevil, aka Matt Murdock, and boy, this guy is beautiful. First impressions, he's got some really nice shading throughout. I wasn't sure if he was going to have that. I couldn't really tell in the promotional pictures, but he has it. Another thing to point out, mine does have two flecks of smudges, paint, whatever you want to say right there. Not too noticeable from a distance, but they are there and they are not coming off. Fortunately enough though, there were no paint mishaps with the faces, or at least the chest area where his logo is, so it is what it is. But this guy is stunning. So jumping in, his head can move upwards about that much without it popping off, and down right there, so very nice. Detailing around the ears for the mask being tight to his head, ball joint on the head as well as neck, so he's got all of that rotation as you would expect. His arms can Y pose, boom boom. They can cross over with those beautiful butterfly joints about that far in. You will have a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and the hands are on those little Mafex pegs. His chest will have a ball joint allowing for that rotation right here, as well as the bottom section along his waist, another ball joint, so maximum rotation, which allows him to move backwards about that much and crouch forwards about there. Legs can kick forward easily, as well as backwards / to the side. They do have a little drop down since there is no like thigh cup per se. They also rotate right here, double jointed knees, very nice ankle rocker and toe hinge. So he's got it all, the basics from Mafex, and they are killing it. And man, again, this guy, the moment they announced that he was coming out, I was so stoked. I started reading Daredevil back in 2022 with the Quesada run, followed by Bendis and then Brubaker. I took a pause on Shadowland to read some other stuff until they reprinted the omnibus, and that just recently came out, so I got that. So I'm jumping back in, and this guy came out right at the perfect time, so I am super excited for him. So moving along with the figure itself, he does come with 3 head sculpts. Number 1, neutral. Again, very nice detailing with the ears as the mask hugs his head. The red eyes do stand out and don't blend in with the rest, so that's very nice. You also have a yelling head sculpt and a teeth gritted one. And again, at least when it comes to my figure, these sculpts don't have any mishaps. I was fully prepared for it though, especially after Nightwing. Like, his mask just had all kinds of little flecks throughout it, so luckily enough, this guy does not have that. Next off on the agenda of accessories, we're gonna go over hands. So he is gonna have a total of 6 pairs of hands. Number 1 being the fists that he comes with right out of the box. He also comes with a set of weapon holding hands right here. Grabby hands, fingers curled in. Flat palmed hands. relaxed, and open splated. All on those little Mafex peg holders. He also comes with 3 versions of this holster, of which has a little socket on the side of his leg, and it has a little ball which ports. So again, 3 versions. Number 1 will have both of his billy clubs stored into it, followed by another one which has one of the billy clubs stored, the other one as if he's holding it, using it to actually be fighting. And then naturally the last one has both of them out. So you have options. In regards to the billy clubs, you have the standard ones right here, 2 separate pieces. And then you have the wired ones. So you're gonna have this first one, which has the hook, or if you want to say this is like the cane version of it, you have that. And again, wired, very nice, very nice. And then the one where it's actually the 2 clubs themselves. And this one has a much longer wire, as you can see. So those are the accessories that he does come with. Very nice. Again, I really do wish that he would have come with an unmasked head sculpt, but he already does come with a total of 3 very nice ones. So I'm not tripping about that, and I honestly think they'll just go ahead and include that with a future repaint version if they decide to go ahead and do a Shadowland or yellow suit variant, as well as maybe having red versions of his billy clubs. So that'd be nice to have. One other thing that I do want to point out is, at least with mine, when I was sliding in the billy clubs into the weapon holding hands, there was some paint smudge. So I was able to clean it off a bit, but it does have a little bit of residual paint on here, which again, it can be quite noticeable, especially since this is just, well, it's white, so you're gonna see that. But it did wipe off a bit, so not that big of a deal, just something I wanted to go ahead and mention. So I'm gonna jump into a size comparison. So number 1, I want to go ahead and bring in, well, the only other Daredevil figure that I have, which is the Marvel Legends. I do have the yellow suit variant and the Shadowland, but those, you know, they really share the same sculpt. So I'm just gonna go red for red right here and show those guys. So side view, Marvel Legends is definitely a darker red compared to the Mafex, but the Mafex does have some very, very nice shading to help him stand out. And again, this guy's just old. I mean, look at him, he's shaking, like, nah. So moving on the side, I'm gonna bring in the Mafex Batman Hush black version, and these guys do scale quite nicely. I want to say that maybe they share similar parts, like maybe like the abs, the chest, but getting a closer look, it looks like Batman definitely has a bulkier body. At least like his arms definitely look bigger, and the legs. So at least height wise, they are the same. So we'll scooch him, and then into the fold, I want to bring in Nightwing, also Mafex, and the Mafex Spider-Man. So I'm gonna put them in this order for scaling purposes. So Daredevil was definitely the taller one, Nightwing, then Spidey. And again, I thought they would share parts, and they may, but Daredevil is definitely the taller one, so he's gonna have his legs, at least like his thighs from what I can see, are definitely different in comparison to both Nightwing and Spidey. So very cool. For some reason, I really just thought they were gonna reuse the molds, and they didn't. Like, these guys are all quite different, and I'm happy for that. I was just expecting a rehash, but that is not the case. I'm gonna do backside spin. You can see booties and spandex. But yeah, I am loving this new figure, and I honestly recommend him to you guys. Like, this is fantastic. I'm a fan of Daredevil, and I'm jumping back into Shadowland so that I can go ahead, finish that up, read the Mark Waid run, and just keep going. So yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up. So did the Mafex Daredevil meet or surpass my expectations? I'm gonna say hell yes. The only other Daredevil figure that I have is the Marvel Legends, and that came out many moons ago. So this guy is a welcome addition to my collection. He's got amazing head sculpts, posability, paint apps, and he rocked me. Like, I was waiting for him and he rocked me. Like, I am super happy to have this guy, and I really recommend him. I would just wish he would have come with an unmasked head sculpt, but again, he has 3 beautiful head sculpts to begin with. So honestly, once they decide to go ahead and do a repaint of this guy, like maybe for the Shadowland or yellow version of his suit, chances are he'll come with an unmasked head sculpt, and it's going to be, compatible with this guy. So I'm not too mad about that, and I'm really excited to see when they'll go ahead and release those figures. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments below. You can check out my Instagram, where you're going to find photos of this guy as well as many other figures in my collection. It is currently October, so I'm posting like crazy. Check out those photos. Thank you guys so much. Until next time, peace.